As the clock struck midnight, John stumbled out of the bar, thoroughly intoxicated from one too many drinks. The frigid night air sent an icy tingle down his spine as he weaved his way through the deserted streets. An unsettling sense of unease settled over him, amplified by the darkness and his inebriated state. As John stumbled along, he heard a rustling sound behind him. He glanced over his shoulder but saw nothing. He quickened his pace, his heart pounding in his chest. The rustling grew louder, echoing in his ears, and he couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was tailing him. A low, sinister laughter pierced the silence, sending a jolt of dread coursing through his veins. John's heart raced as he scanned his surroundings, desperately trying to identify the source of the eerie sound. Shadows danced menacingly in the dimly lit street, playing tricks on his intoxicated mind. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, bathed in the flickering glow of a nearby street lamp. It was a woman, dressed in tattered black robes, her face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. The moonlight reflected off her unnaturally pale skin, and her eyes gleamed with an otherworldly intensity. Fear gripped John's intoxicated mind as he realized he had encountered a witch, her presence emanating with dark magic. His alcohol-induced haze briefly dissipated, replaced by a stark sobriety that heightened his senses. He tried to speak, to ask her what she wanted, but his voice caught in his throat. The witch raised a bony finger, pointing it directly at him. Her voice, laced with ancient malevolence and wisdom, reverberated through the night.
"You've strayed from the path, little one," she hissed. "You've indulged in the forbidden elixir of the spirits, and now you must pay."
John's legs turned to jelly as he desperately attempted to flee, but he found himself paralyzed in place. Panic surged through his veins, mingling with the alcohol coursing through his system. The witch approached, her steps deliberate and calculated, seemingly savoring the terror she instilled in him. As she drew nearer, a gust of wind whipped through the street, extinguishing the feeble light of the street lamp. Darkness enveloped them, and John could only hear the witch's bone-chilling whispers and the pounding of his own heart. Just as he resigned himself to his grim fate, a voice echoed in his mind. It was a faint whisper, barely discernible, yet it seemed to guide him. John summoned every ounce of remaining strength, fought against the invisible shackles that bound him, and sprinted down the desolate street. Behind him, he heard the witch's furious screams and curses, her power unable to extend beyond the confines of her domain. John didn't stop running until he reached the sanctuary of his own home, gasping for breath and drenched in a cold sweat. Since that harrowing night, John swore off the allure of alcohol, haunted by the memory of the paranormal encounter that forever altered his life. He became a fervent believer in the supernatural, serving as a cautionary voice, warning others of the perils lurking in the shadows. And whenever he passed by that bar, he couldn't help but glance over his shoulder, half expecting to catch a glimpse of the vengeful witch who had once sought to claim his soul. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video for more content.